Just so no one can accuse me of picking on the women, let's do another forehand error anatomy with the greatest American male tennis player of all time, Pete Sampras. This video was taken by me in an exhibition match Pete played after he retired, and you can tell he's pretty rusty. Looking at Pete's initial preparation, it looks pretty good with a decent tilt and athletic posture. But if we advance a few frames to Pete coming forward from the slot, we see something very different. His body has straightened, moving his swing centers back and away from the contact point. This straightening of the body turns off the rotation of the body and the power of the swing centers. And now this has become an arm-driven, arm-led swing. At contact, because he's lost the rotational power of his body, his arm swing into contact is late. He's lost his side bend and therefore the connection between his body and his hitting elbow and arm. In addition, losing his side bend, he no longer has room for his arms to move through the hitting zone in an inside-out path. So the arms become cramped up around the body and the swing path becomes outside in. Looking again at the mistakes Pete is making at contact in this slide, we can see that his chest is facing right of the target instead of at the target or left of the target, which we would see if the rotation of the upper torso was being executed like a modern forehand. His non-hitting arm and side is not helping in any rotational pulling action. And in the photo of his follow-through, you can see the cramped arms up around the head as he tries to create some topspin on the shot well past contact, which of course is useless. The result, of course, is a bad unforced error, dragging the ball down and into the net left. Now, Pete executed a million better forehands than this one on his way to winning 14 Grand Slams. And we can say the same about Serena Williams winning 23 Grand Slams. So you don't have to feel sorry for them. Just recognize that even the greatest players can make the same swing mistakes as recreational players, though they make them way less often. In this first frame, we see Nadal's initial preparation move, and he already is moving into a balanced athletic posture with forward tilt. As his hands break in the take-back, Nadal is sinking and compressing into the ground and increasing his spine tilt, preparing for the dynamics of the real swinging action. As he starts forward from the slot in this photo, you can see that Nadal is driving up into this spiral unwinding form. But unlike the forehands we saw with Serena and Pete Sampras, Nadal has not straightened his body or changed the basic orientation of his swing centers to the point of contact. So he is keeping in his tilted athletic posture as he starts his forward swing. As Nadal drives further out into the swing circle, you can see his side bend, which connects his hitting elbow and arm to his rotating, spiraling body. And you see the mastered move we've discussed, lowering and extending his racket and supinating his forearm. The idea here is to keep the racket head lagging behind the pulling arm, increasing the ability to generate topspin by lowering the racket head, and preserving the lag angle between his forearm and racket, so he can release this later in a whip release at contact. As he moves into contact, you can see Nadal has remained in his hitting posture, not straightening his body like Serena and Pete did. And you can see the dynamic of the pelvic rotation around the lower swing center and the dynamic of the rotation around the torso or chest swing center. Contact into the immediate follow-through with the hand and racket tracing, you can see that the spiral of the body form matches the spiral of the racket swing form. This is a body-driven and body-led swing form. In the finish of the follow-through, you continue to see the dynamic of the body's rotation around the two swing centers. As we've discussed, we see the hitting arm and racket moving back and behind the body as a result of the momentum of the racket's swing around the arc. We also see the non-hitting arm has arrested the rotation of the non-hitting side, allowing the acceleration of the hitting side and arm. And finally, we see the elbow tuck and internal shoulder rotation lower on the non-hitting side. And this results in the racket swing path coming down as well in the final completion of the spiral swing path.